My name's Nicole Kohler. I'm the content creator for Woo. I've been with Woo actually a year last week. Thank you. I'm a former e-commerce manager. If you can ask me any questions you have about wall stickers, I will be able to answer them. That was my specialty for 4.5 years. I'm experienced in content strategy and online marketing. I'm a huge Pokemon fan, and I play a lot of video games. If you have any questions for me at any point, either right after this or any point in the future about content marketing, you can tweet me at Nicole C. Kohler. Pretty easy to remember. So like I said, today's workshop topic, we're going to talk about creating content for your store without hiring a marketer. The reason we're going to talk about that is it's something a lot of store owners struggle with, especially startups, especially one-man shops. There's this desire to get into content marketing not because it's just the most popular thing, because it's a really effective way to reach customers, but you don't always have the budget to hire a dedicated content marketer. So we're going to talk about how you can get into this and create effective content without having to blow your budget out of the water. So we're going to review first how content can benefit your store. We're going to explore how you can use your existing knowledge and experience to create content yourself, again, without hiring that marketer. And then we're going to go hands-on to brainstorm some content ideas. We're going to go first for a sample store, and then you're going to go for your own store. We're going to have a group activity, so I hope no one is shy. If you are shy, I'll work with you, don't worry. So first, the basics. What is content marketing? There's 2 steps to content marketing. There's the content creation, and then there's actual marketing. Content isn't just blog posts. That's kind of a misconception for people who are first getting into it. It can be blog posts, but it can also be long-form writing. It can be infographics. It can be videos. And sometimes content can even be the copywriting that's on your store. It can even be your product pages. Anything that is seen, consumed by your customers is content. Marketing can be done in a lot of ways. It might be email, it might be SEO, it might be social media, it might be traditional PR, it might be link building, it might be word of mouth like we heard about yesterday. And then the goal of this whole thing is to inform, educate, and convince potential customers that you are worth checking out, trusting, via helpful content. How can content benefit your store? Why should you do content marketing? Why should you put all this effort forth? Content attracts potential customers from search engines. It's a lot more effective in some cases than SEO, than link building, than some of the other traditional marketing activities you might be familiar with. It adds relevant and search-friendly assets to your store. It helps educate potential customers. And it makes shoppers feel more confident about purchasing from you. In some cases, content can be that building block for trust that you might be missing in your sales funnel. So content can fill in those gaps, make people feel like, yeah, I want to become part of this company. I want to become their friend. I want to buy from them. But here's the challenge, right? And here's why we're here. How do you invest in content marketing without an experienced marketer? How do you not blow your budget out of the water? The answer is to use what you already know. You all may not realize it. You are geniuses. I mean this. You know more about your industry than almost anyone else in this world. You know the key to creating amazing content for your store. You have the key to connecting with your customers. And as long as you can unlock that potential within you and learn a little bit about writing, you can use what you already know to connect with your customers and make amazing content. You don't have to hire a marketer. Like I said, you're already an expert on your industry, you're already an expert on your products, and you're already an expert on your customers. So there's 2 keys to doing this. You can use the questions that you're commonly asked or thinking about information that's to be more accessible to your shoppers. And then you can come up with these content ideas that are feasible to produce yourself or within your own existing team. So the first step is using questions. And by this, I mean questions that you may already be getting or questions you're going to get in the future from your current customers, your potential customers, people just coming from search engines, something like that. So the way that you can use questions to inspire content that you create yourself, you can publish answers to customer emails. So if you get a question via email a lot, how do I do this with your product? Why is your product like this? A question that I got a lot with wall decals was, why is your product like this? 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 are your products really removable? Are they really repositionable? And we had to make an FAQ page about this. And that ended up being a great piece of content. If you get that email question a lot, or a question like that a lot, make it a page. That is successful content that can help people and that you can use to improve your site and improve the relationship with customers. You can turn an FAQ answer into its own separate piece of content. If you have a FAQ page and one question seems to be the most popular, make it its own piece of content. Make it its own blog post, its own video, transform it into an infographic, something like that. You can answer a common how-to question that goes along with your products. If you have a product that merits assembly, like if you sell bikes and your bikes need assembly, make a video about how to assemble a bike. It may not even be something that is useful to people who are buying from you right now, but in the future, when they're wanting a bike, they think, oh yeah, I saw that video, how to put this bike together, I'm gonna come back to them. Or you can look for existing questions on sites like Quora, Reddit, industry forums, or any other communities you already know of, and you can answer those in detail on your store. The second tip that you can do, other than questions, is to use what you already know. Like I said, you're already geniuses. You know everything about your industry. So you can explain how to accomplish a task. In my case, how to hang wallpaper, how to hang wall decals. Explaining this how, explaining this why, that can create some great content. Provide creative ideas you've compiled for using your products. So if you sell fashion items, if you sell scarves, 6 ways to wear a scarf. Share product history, inspiration, or details, those little nuggets, those little bits of inspiration, behind the scenes things, people might like those. And then you can repurpose customer photos or stories. We heard at WooConf about user-generated content. That's what this is. You can use user-generated content to get people really interested in your brand. And it doesn't take much for you to produce because you're already getting that content from people. So, anyone overwhelmed yet? Real good? All right. Which ideas should I use for content? So you're already looking at this like, I can use questions, I can use information, I can use what I already know. But how do you know which of these ideas are good? How do you know which of these ideas merit producing content? So there's 3 types of content that you should look at creating. And this is what we're going to focus on today. And this is how you can break down this big task of getting into content marketing into things that you can tackle yourself, again, without hiring a marketer. So first type is content for those new to your industry who are likely to be using search to find answers to questions or information that they expect to find. So how to assemble a bike, how to hang wallpaper, how do I do this task that I am brand new to? That's kind of the thing that we're talking about here. Then you're getting a little bit lower in the sales funnel, and you're looking at those comparing products or brands and their need of general education, on what sets your brand or your products apart from your competitors. So why should I buy from you and not your competitors? Why should I get this product and not this product? Or even, why do I need this product in my life? And then finally, the last type of idea you should look at is those who are making a purchasing decision and they need a little final push. So this is when you're looking at like, this is why my brand is the best brand, or this is why you do absolutely need this in your life. This is the conversion-focused content. It's not necessarily a sales pitch, but it's supposed to make people feel like, yeah, I feel really good about this brand. I feel really good about these products. I'm going to convert now. So you should use the ideas that fit into these 3 groups, whether they're questions you're answering or information that you already know. That make sense? Any questions about this? No? Okay. So we're going to do a group exercise. And I came up with a sample store called Tina's Toys. We're going to say that Tina's Toys is let me back up. Tina's Toys is an online toy store. It's ran by Tina, obviously. She sells toys mostly to first-time parents. And she started her store 6 months ago, and she wants to get into content because she sees the potential in connecting with potential customers. And with the first-time parents who are coming to her store, she sees the need to not only educate them about toys in general, what kinds of toys are maybe good for first-time parents, but also explain why they should buy from her, why they should trust Tina's Toys, why Tina's Toys is a good brand, maybe why the toys she sells are trustworthy, things along those lines. So with Tina's Toys, our sample store, we're going to do a group exercise. We're going to break into 3 groups, and each group is going to focus on content with a specific purpose or intent. And we're going to go with those specific purposes and intents that we just went over. So the first group will come up with content ideas that attract people from search. The second group will create content ideas that educate shoppers. And the third group will focus on content ideas that help make the sale, that final push. So think of this as the sales funnel. The first group is going to be doing those top-level ideas, those people who are probably coming from search engines. First-time parents don't know anything about toys. Second group, you're going to be looking at the shoppers who are getting that education, maybe about the company, maybe comparing different toy brands, maybe different toy shops. And then the third group, the final push, make the sale. That make sense to everyone? Okay. So each group is going to have 15 minutes to brainstorm the content ideas. Brainstorm ideas for your group's intent only, please. And you should use what you know about toys. Hopefully toys is a subject that we're all sort of familiar with. And the knowledge that, again, Tina's Toys markets primarily to first-time parents. Just list out as many ideas as possible. If you can nominate one person to be like a note taker in your group, that'd be great. That way we don't have ideas spread around different laptops. And your ideas can answer questions or be informative. And again, your content does not have to just be blog posts. It can be video ideas. It can be infographic ideas. It can be long-form content. It can be guides. It can be FAQ pages, anything you want. Are you ready to try this for your own store? Yeah. Yeah. Woo! Thank you. You got to do it, right? All right, I'm just checking on time. We have 30 minutes left. Am I right? Thank you. So, drop and give me 10 ideas. We have 30 minutes left, so what I said is you're going to have 25 minutes to brainstorm. I'm going to cut that down to 15 so we don't run out of time. I still want time at the end for questions. I still want time to walk around and help people one-on-one. So what I'm going to have you do is a solo brainstorming session using questions you've been asked for your store or information you know your shoppers need. I'd like you, if you can, to come up with 10 content ideas for your store or your industry, if that feels better for you. Remember, you should be creating content that attracts from search, group 1, educates shoppers, group 2, or makes the sale, group 3. You don't have to stick in your groups anymore. Please do all 3, but if you feel better doing content just for search, just for education, just for making the sale, please feel free. That's totally fine. Don't overwhelm yourself. And we're going to cut it down again to 15 minutes. You can brainstorm. You can ask me for help. You can ask a buddy for help. You can wander around the room. You can go to the bathroom. You can get some water. Whatever you'd like in the next 15 minutes. Awesome. Good collaboration there, everyone. Okay, we are about out of time. Did everyone find the solo brainstorming session helpful? Did you come up with any good ideas? Yes. Round of applause for all of you. My little geniuses. Okay, final tips and thoughts. I'm going to speed through these real quick. I have 2 book recommendations for you. Everybody Writes by Ann Handley. This will teach you a little bit of the how to produce content yourself. If you don't feel confident in your writing skills, please read Everybody Writes by Ann Handley. Yeah, take the photo. Take the photo, please. Please read Everybody Writes by Ann Handley. It will teach you a good amount of stuff about how to produce good content, how to make yourself a better writer. Practice is also a good thing to do. Even if you just make a personal blog and blog on it once a week, that'll make you a better writer in no time. And Epic Content Marketing by Joe Pulizzi, one of my favorite books of all time. This is a bit more of why. I know, hopefully, you got a lot out of my talk today, but Joe says a lot about the history of content marketing, why content marketing works, and just breaks it down for you in a way that it's really easy to understand. And it's just a really good read. So I highly recommend it. Another thing, don't worry about length or SEO to start. I know we had some discussions about length. I know we had some discussions about SEO. But focus instead on quality and helpfulness. That should be at the forefront of your mind first.
That's what I was getting at.
Oh yeah, no, that's totally fine. And you can quote people in your content. You can link to them, but don't just take their content and put it on your site. Even with permission, do your own stuff if it's within your means. I saw a hand over there. Or are you okay? Okay, cool. Where was I? If you run out of ideas, do what Group 1 did. Type keywords into Google to get commonly searched questions and see if the content out there is any good. In some industries, I know hotel content, 2 years ago when I was looking at hotel content was bad. There was no good content out there. If you're looking around and you're seeing all the content in your industry is really bad, hello, you have an opportunity. If the content out there is mediocre and you see a really good idea, take the idea, do a better version of it. Go, do it. And there you go. It's okay to write in your spare time, but make a plan, stick to it, do it consistently. I forgot that was there. All right, one more slide. If you get stuck and run out of ideas, look at your competitors. No shame. See what they're doing. You might get inspired. You might see something they're doing very badly, and you can do a whole lot better. No shame in that. Don't forget to promote your content. This isn't just content creation. This is content marketing. Go on social media. Social media advertising is a first step, and you're going to be getting some tips on that in the very next workshop with my friend Kevin. I said this earlier. You can always ask your customers for feedback. Do not be afraid of your customers. Even if it's a simple email that you shoot out, an automated email. We just had a blog post go up about that. You can read that to get tips how to do this. It takes 10 minutes to set up. Ask for feedback. How are you liking our blog? What did you think of this video? What do you want us to do next time? Don't be afraid of your customers. They are there to help you. And a lot of times, they love you. Love them back. You can do this. You can do this. You can do this. You are all geniuses. You know everything about your industry. You know everything about your products. That's the key to doing this without hiring a marketer, is tapping into what you already know to make this content. So, I want to hear some woos. You can do this. Woo!